Hi, I'm Sheila L. Haidt, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. And this week's astrology is, oh my God, it's kind of like a huge shopping cart at the supermarket. And every big package, every big, gigantic bottle, every huge piece of produce is in that cart. And when I say that, I mean the aspects, the things that are happening this week. Last week was intense. This week is who came up with this schedule? I am amazed. We are all going to be going through an intense week, a life-changing week, and I think an era-changing week. And eras don't change all in one week, but they have buildups. Things get more and more intense and more intense. And this is one of those intense weeks that's got a lot to do with the change in our solar system, the change on our planet, the change in life and society as we know it. So it begins today, Monday. There is Venus, the planet of relationships, harmony, and balance. It is making a harmonious, beneficial aspect, a trine, to the planet Pluto, transformation, control, healing, and truth. That's happening at the same time today. Venus is also in opposition to Neptune. Neptune is the planet of illusion. It's the planet of dreams. It's the planet of the soul. It's the planet of deception as well. It rules the fog. And you know how well you can see through the fog. So Venus, relationships, balance, harmony, in opposition, making perhaps a difficult aspect or relationship to Neptune. This is not a time to sign papers or to make those hard, fast commitments. So this is what I've written. Truth, self-value, idealism, and deep healing are all working together to promote transformation and healthy evolution of individuals and society. It is time to deal with the realities of your wounds. You can't cover them up or sweep things under the carpet anymore. It's time to deal with the realities of your wounds, with the process of healing, and not just the abstract ideas around what a wound or healing can or cannot be. It's time to look at where there are scabs. It's time to look at where things work and where they don't, as well as how they're not working, and also how they are working. But you are being called on with Venus, which rules value and especially self-value, to look, you're being called upon to look at yourself and say, in all honesty, this is what works and this is what doesn't. What do I need to do to make sure everything works? It's really about honoring yourself. And also today, the planet Mars, which is the planet of how we take action, it is the planet of getting things done, it's the planet of passion, assertiveness, and it can be aggression. Venus is making a harmonious, beneficial aspect to something that isn't a planet, but it is an important point. It's the North Node. And the North Node is what we make of our life. The North Node is what we make of our life, and with the materials and the energies that we came into this life with. So what is expected of us in a very big way is what the North Node asks for. This is what we, the universe, expect of you. So Mars trine the North Node. This is a karmic turning point. So acknowledge and align with your own soul's truth, because that's a big part of the mission for today. You're likely to meet others who are on a similar mission. It may not look like yours, but you'll see people demonstrating that that's the mission they're on. And here's an important thing to keep in mind about these aspects. Even though I will say a day, because that day is when they happen for that day, They have been happening all along for at least 3 or 4 days before, and they're going to happen as we go 3 or 4 days into the future. This entire week, even though I separated by days, is very much like a package that's kind of got everything in it. So we move on to Tuesday, where Mars is showing up. It's going to leave the sign of Gemini and enter the sign of Cancer. Mars, the planet of how we take action, passion, assertiveness, and aggression, leaves the all-talk, less action sign of Gemini and moves into the intuitive, emotional sign of Cancer today. Mars doesn't move in a straight line in Cancer. It moves based on how it feels. So its moves are directed by how it feels. Things happen more slowly, and your intuition is your ally when Mars is in Cancer, which is an intuitive sign. So pay attention to your hunches, pay attention to your intuition, because Tuesday is the day it enters. However, this is important to remember, if you've been feeling like this, like I don't want to go directly towards something, or I'm being prevented from going directly towards something, that's because Mars has already started behaving as though it's in the new sign Cancer. Also on Tuesday, the planet Mercury is communication. Mercury is roadways, because Mercury is a conduit that moves something from one point to another. Mercury plans any kind of conversation or writing. Mercury is in opposition to Pluto. So anytime Mercury and Pluto come together, there will be some sharp angles, sharp tongues. Mercury is also trine, harmonious, beneficial aspect to the planet Neptune. And you remember Neptune from before. It's illusion, it's deception, it's also the soul. And it's how we dream and what those dreams can become. And if you've got Mercury trine Neptune, those dreams can become something. It's how we communicate with our dreams that will determine the outcome. So, with Mercury opposition Pluto and Mercury trine Neptune, be very careful how you express yourself, because Pluto is involved. Arguments, ego issues, and power struggles are possible as you try to connect with others. Regardless of how you mean it, your words can be like sharp knives and cut deeply when you meant simply to connect with someone else. So the important thing here is, before you write anything, before you open your mouth, think about how you're phrasing anything. Think, is this going to hit or land right? Or is this going to be something that has somebody going, what? So regardless of how you mean it, your words can be like sharp knives and cut deeply. Intuition is very strong because Neptune is also involved. Intuition is very strong. And so is illusion, because it's also, we're involved with Neptune. This is a time when secrets, those between you and others, and those that you're hiding from yourself, are likely to be revealed. And sometimes those secrets are revealed, it's like, my God, look at that, I saw that. Sometimes it's a slow rolling realization of, wow, that's right, that is like that, or I do speak that way, or other people do speak that way to me. So secrets, the things you've been telling yourself, are the things you've been telling yourself the truth, or are they the things you've been telling yourself so that you don't have to deal with the truth? Or another way of putting it, so that you don't have to deal with your wounds or your pain. It's very important to look. Also on Tuesday, the planet Venus is involved again. And Venus, relationships, harmony, balance, value, especially self-value, comes into a trine with the planet Uranus. Uranus is a planet of, oh my God, what just happened? It's the planet of, who knew something like that can happen? Uranus, we never know. As I tell my students and my clients, when they ask about Uranus, I say, you don't know with Uranus. And so when Venus comes together with Uranus, you don't know. So here's what I've written. Different, strange, unique. These are all descriptors of what attracts your attention and the attention of others. There are possible opportunities for new relationships, but these are not the relationships that you want to give everything up for and dive into. Please relax, spend time with friends, but understand that the unique is appealing to you. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. However, understand too that when Uranus is involved, impermanence is usually involved as well. So no signing big contracts, no tying yourself to someone or for some reason. And usually that reason, if Uranus is involved, was it felt like a good idea at the time. Let's take it past that and see if it can pass the time test. Will this be a good idea tomorrow or next week or next year? On Wednesday, we have a lot, oh my God, a lot happening. You've got the total solar eclipse, and you've got the new moon in the sign of Leo. And this is all happening the same day, same time. So the new moon on Wednesday is in the very dramatic sign of Leo. So expect lots of demonstrative behaviors from other people, from life's events, and even from yourself. Please make no mistake. There will be opportunities for displays of full-blown emotional drama. Wow. You can't just pick up a pencil or drop a pencil. It's an entire play. And so maybe sometimes that entire play you don't really need to be a part of. And other times, go for it. But always be in intention. It's really important, especially this week, your intention. Have that lead instead of your emotions. So with the new moon in Leo and the total solar eclipse, you're not going to have to look hard for romance or creativity or power struggles or inflated egos, because they're going to be around and they're going to be acting out. Your responsibility in all of this is to stay grounded and manage the powerful emotions and not let them manage you. My suggestion, drink chamomile tea and wear ankle weights. This is an excellent occasion to make powerful moon water, because this is also with the new moon in Leo and the solar eclipse in Leo. This is a great time for creativity. This is a great time. Let's make something. Let's create something. Write. We had a lot of Mercury. So write or sculpt or paint or sew. Make something. Do something with that energy so that you can say, this is what I did with all of that dramatic energy. I didn't just let it run my machine. I used it to create something that I feel is beautiful and something long-lasting. So now, about that total solar eclipse in Leo. Wow. As you know, it's eclipse season. And I say as you know because I spoke about this last week. It's eclipse season. Eclipses are intense and karmic. Their effects are far-reaching, and they bring about the birth of what must be born and the death of what must be released. The eclipse season begins with the very dramatic total solar eclipse in Leo. This is on Wednesday. So last week, I asked you to write down one new thing you want to manifest during this eclipse season and to follow through on the steps that'll help bring about the manifestation of your desire. Now is a good time to do that if you haven't done so yet. Write it down. So on the same day, which is Wednesday of the new moon, it's the solar eclipse, as I've said before. Solar eclipses bring new energy and new mandates to our lives. An eclipse is karmic in nature, so it insists that we heal and transform in the qualities inherent in the particular sign it's in. This solar eclipse is in Leo and is a south node eclipse, meaning that we must leave behind the negative emotional baggage of our past lives and this one in order to evolve into the best possible expression of divine intention. This particular total solar eclipse is going to ask of us. It's going to ask us to be loyal to and honest with ourselves. We spend a lot of time talking about being loyal to something or someone outside of ourselves. Now, be loyal to yourself. By that, I mean, what is right for you? What is so for you? What is true for you? Do you stand for yourself? Do you take care of yourself? What is right for you? This is loyalty for you. So this particular total solar eclipse will guide us in finding and facing the essence of our being so that we can express, as opposed to just demonstrating certain aspects of, so that we can express our lives as we were meant to. Here it's important. Leo rules the heart. The heart takes first place, and the ego, which Leo also rules, must take second place. Is it good for you? The answer is in your heart, not in your ego. The issues of creativity, romance, and spirituality are very important this week. Pay attention to what calls you. What you have to also know is that the rest of the week will be filled with the energy of drama, optimism, and enthusiasm. And because the new moon and the solar eclipse are in Leo, remember to play and have fun. Now that might seem, after everything I've said, because it was pretty heavy, oh my God, now you want me to play and have fun? Yes. Sometimes you have to be like a 5-year-old about life. You deal with the things that you have to deal with, and then you remember to just find joy and play. And that's what you need to do. And if the eclipse and the new moon are in Leo, then it's talking to your heart. And the heart is where the 5-year-old kid lives within you. And it's telling you, yes, there are responsibilities. There's some adult work that needs to be done. There's also some major 5-year-old child work that needs to be done. And that's called play. The solar eclipse is also trine, making a harmonious, beneficial aspect to Saturn. Saturn is the planet of the rules, the planet of manifestation, the planet of responsibility. And so Saturn, in trine with the solar eclipse in Leo, is saying, I am supporting structure. Saturn wants structure and is supporting structure. And it's supporting the building of solid foundations for the very dynamic future that this solar eclipse in Leo is pulling us to. It is important to remember that you are not the only person on the stage, Leo actors stage. It's important to remember that there are other actors on the stage, and that instead of insisting on the limelight all the time, how about remembering that we work together? We're a troupe, and we work together, an ensemble. And as you work together, you'll find that your needs and desires are being met and delivered, just as you help others make sure their needs and desires are being met and delivered. So I leave you with this: moon water in a cup. Pour water in a cup, put a top on it so that the critters don't get in. Put the moon water cup where it will receive the strongest energy of the moon, and it doesn't have to be a window, because that strong energy can come through the walls. And after, say, a few days, I would say by Sunday, it has cured. You can use the water, you can drink it, you can certainly let your pets have it, plants love it. It's a good idea to take some of that solar eclipse and that new moon energy, to take it in and let it be a part of you. So I end with, I am only one. but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something, and I will not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. So bye.